Welcome back to Yoga Pants CEOs, and today we're talking about day 4 of building a freedom-based business. And yesterday we talked all about a morning routine, and we asked you to give that some thought, what either your morning routine already looks like if you've already been doing this, or what it can or will look like what you'd love it to look like, and really start brainstorming that, what time you'd be doing it, and what key 3 to 5 things you will do each and every day or Monday through Friday to help your mind, your body, your spirit, and your productivity. It is one of the greatest gifts you guys can give yourself. And then yesterday came on and did a Facebook Live about adding a little piece to your morning routine around planning. Nothing too hardcore, but planning out your week and planning out your day. So before the week gets started, looking at the landscape of your calendar and when you're going to do what, and do you need to move anything around, and do you have a good idea of what's going on, and then what's the focus for the week, and then also every day. So part of your morning routine, probably towards the end of your morning routine, right? Because we want to limit looking at your phone all during your morning routine, but quickly just looking at your calendar. So I just like to look at my calendar, and do I have a sense of what's going on for the day and when I'm doing what, and 1 to 3 of the most important things to do that day to move the needle of my business forward. So we've been talking about those folks who are lacking a freedom-based business, either financially or time freedom. So either feel like they're working too much, they're tied to their phone, they're spinning their wheels, they're not being productive at all, that they're floundering. Something's been lacking. And generally one of these 3 things, or all 3 of these 3 things. So structure around your life and time, right? That's figuring out, when am I working, when am I not working, and when I'm working, what am I working on? And then our sanity time, we talked about that yesterday, and systems that anyone can do. And sometimes we feel like we have systems on our team when they might not be as clear as we think. So systems means someone on any level, they can literally be your level 5, 8. They can almost parrot back what the system is. They know what to do, they know where to find it, and there are systems that anyone can do, whether they're 8 to 88 years old. So it doesn't matter if they're an introvert or an extrovert, or if they've got a big network or not a big network, right? These systems are your starting point, and they're especially there for your new business builders. And of course, everyone's going to add their personality, their flair. That's what we want, but we need to have these systems. And I don't know if you've ever found yourself saying, why can't I find anyone else like me? Oh my gosh, because we know in network marketing, you find 2 to 3 people like you, you're set. Right? But what if it's not about just recruiting or finding these superstars, which sometimes can come to luck? I mean, of course, we need to be out there prospecting, right, and having people sign up for sure. But what if it's not about recruiting or finding superstars, but what if you can actually create superstars? Someone who might not seem like a superstar initially, but you have the ability to help create a superstar. Because here's the fact, very few people are going to come in with the same level of commitment and determination as you. Very few are going to be as good as you. That's the fact. But a very refreshing truth is that you could build an absolute dynasty with all the oodles and noodles of financial freedom and time freedom you imagine, and never, ever, ever have someone as talented or as good as you on the team. That is very refreshing. They simply need to be effective. They don't need to be better than you. They just need to be effective. That's it. And it's not necessarily about finding these diamonds in the rough, right? Those 2 to 3 people. I mean, keep looking for them, but it's about molding the people who really want this. We got to realize that in this business, about 3% of the people are going to soar to the top regardless, right? They're like, they don't need you. They're going to figure out a way. They're like, I'm going to do it. And generally, they don't even need systems, right? They just figured it out. And that's why a lot of times in network marketing, the top 3% who's going to succeed in this business anyway, a lot of times don't think much of systems, or they think that we have systems, enough systems, because we're like, well, we didn't need them, right? We just figured it out. Other people can figure it out. They're hungry enough. But we're losing that huge group of people on your team, that 20% that are hungry. They're committed, right? They keep showing up to your weekly calls. They go to convention. They're there. They just need more help. And that's the group of people that with duplicatable team systems, you're going to help more and more people be effective. And you help that 20% even be a little bit more effective, that's where duplication grows. So not only is it going to help those people be more effective, it's going to give you time freedom. So we don't need a ton of systems. The basics, though, is how to onboard a new customer, how to launch a new business builder, how to prospect, and then how to develop those business builders into true professional network marketers, how to develop them into leaders, right? Leaders creating other leaders. So have a customer retention system. This is actually just a screenshot of one of the posts within our team group, and it just walks them through. Great, you got a new customer. Here's what you do. Here's what you do in the first 24 to 48 hours. Here's what you do in the first 30 days. Here's what you do ongoing once a month. We have where they can click a checklist. So every new customer, great. Print off this checklist and just go step by step by step. Then we've got a detailed instruction sheet that goes along with it. It gives them all the wording. Here's the wording for the welcome message. You know, get them involved in a 3-way intro conversation with your upline. Here's the wording for that, right? All of the wording is there. Here's check in with them on the first week. Here's what to say. Check in with them on the second week. Here's what to say. So again, it's for your new people, and give them all that information at their fingertips. It's all here. And then within this post, we've got a video that walks them through our customer retention system. So you can imagine when you have, so let's say I have a new business builder and she got her first customer. I'm like, awesome, congratulations. I make sure I say, here you go. Here's our customer retention system. Watch the video. It's going to describe it all. Print out the checklist, print out the instructions, read through it, and then let's talk. And then let's get your new person going. So, I mean, a lot of times you're helping them, you're really doing the, initially getting their new customers going, but you want to say, here's the information, but I'm going to help you absorb it and implement it. So do you have a customer retention system? What about onboarding your new people? We tweaked this from Bob Heilig. Talks about a 2-7-30 onboarding system. So we have a 2-7-30 onboarding system. What do they do? What do you do the first 2 days or 48 hours? What do you do that first week? And what do you do that first month? So it's not always super clean, right? It's not like a lot of business builders are ready to hit the ground running right away, but sometimes they might be a customer for 3 months, 6 months, and then they're ready. So it's like this starting gate just starts whenever they're like, yes, I am doing this. Show me how to grow a business. So I'll show you the learning units, but this is one of the learning units. And each of these, if they click on it, is the post with all the information. So exactly what our entire system is, what to do that first 48 hours, the shout out post, the game plan meeting, creating their list. It's got a document on where to, how to be thinking about people and actually put the names on here. The prospecting messages, what are you sending to those people? Our 3W launch social media formula. So how do you sort of virtually launch your business on social media? How do you share it? How often? How do you do it in an attraction marketing type of way? How do you start signing up people? How do you answer people's questions that they're going to have? So all of that right there is within one post. So do your folks know how to onboard their new business builders? How about how to prospect? Do they know how to share and the words to use and where the tools are to share? So we've got what we call an ATM squared prospecting system. It's tweaked from, you might have heard the Meltons talk about an ATM, ad tag message. So this is ad tag message is our prospecting system. So they can click here and learn and watch the video on our entire system. And then we've got what's called prospecting groups that help people find prospects, right? So one of mine, for example, is the Fit and Fabulous Wellness Revolution. So they'll go here and they'll learn the difference between how to use the Fit and Fabulous. Our ATM, our ad tag message, is called the Natural Healing Community. That's where we're prospecting people. That's where all of our third-party tools are. So they watch that and they learn the difference between the two groups. How do you prospect people in the prospecting group? What language do you use? How soon do you prospect them? Right? How do you add people to the Natural Healing Community? How do you follow up with them? When do you follow up with them? All the wording. Then we've got how to track and follow up. So how are they keeping track of all these people they're prospecting and where they are in the exposure process? And then how do you follow up? What do you do when they say, the person says, yes, they're open to learning more? What do you do when they say no? What do you do when they don't reply at all? So we've got our ATM squared prospecting system that people can learn right from the get-go, and they learn how to prospect. And then how do you develop people into true network marketing professionals and be a team of leaders that are developing leaders? We also tweak this from Bob Heilig. He calls it the 4 phases of intentional leadership. It's phase by phase by phase growing someone into a professional network marketer. So we call this our leadership development system. They could start here and learn about this process, how we are going to develop them. They have such confidence being like, oh my gosh, you guys have this all squared away. All I literally need to do is follow the system, so my success is inevitable. And then, so there's 4 different phases. The first phase is when they're brand spanking new. We already know that that's our onboarding, right? Our 2-7-30 onboarding. Then when they get to phase 2, they've already sort of done that. They've prospected their list, their top 30, their top 100. They understand how to prospect. They brought on a couple of new customers and business builders. They understand our onboarding. And now it's how do you continue to develop? So we've got a training curriculum for them. Magnetic Facebook marketing, right? So we would start there. They would learn how to use their Facebook profile, what to post, how often to post, all of that. A weekly checklist. They're going to learn how to work their business. What does that look like? What should they be doing every day and every week? They're going to learn how to start meeting new leads, how to use Facebook groups to grow. They click on that and everything is there in the training curriculum. Productivity and time management. How are they going to work their business smart and not hard? Purpose-driven prospecting. This is sort of like advanced prospecting. How to lead with your why. Why is that important? How to create a why. What does it sound like? How do you prospect leading with your why? A mindset practice. How do you do that? Why is that important? What are affirmations? What are affirmations? Giving them some examples, showing them how to record it, getting them in the habit of doing that. Instagram training, how to use Instagram for an endless source of leads. What does that look like? Our compensation plan, right? So this is something step by step by step we want folks to master and get up and running. And then phase 3 is where they're already doing that now. They're an independent worker. They know how to prospect. They know how to market. They're meeting new leads. They understand our systems. And then we invite them then we start working with them in group. So phase 1 and phase 2 is where the mentor is working with them. Phase 1, you're doing a lot of the heavy lifting. You're showing them how to do it. Phase 2, you're teaching them, they're implementing, and you're there to sort of like give, suggestions and tweaks. And then they're up and running, and then we want to help them grow as a leader with weekly accountability. And we invite our folks to a weekly accountability circle that they're already at a certain level, and these are folks who really want to run with this. And so we've got a process to do that. And then when they are now a phase 3 leader and they're part of an accountability circle and they're working with their new folks and bringing them through phase 1 and phase 2, they're ultimately going to have some of their own folks, a couple of their own folks that are now in phase 3. And then that means that they break off, right? And they do their own. Now they're leading their own accountability circle. So now they're a phase 4 leader. They're now developing other leaders like popcorn, boom, 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 boom. So that's our 4 phases of intentional leadership. But is it really clear? Does your team know how to develop somebody? Or are they stuck, right? Most people in network marketing, they're stuck. They've got someone that's like, okay, I worked my warm market. Now what do I do? And we're like hemming and hawing. Talk to more people. Share. Post more often, right? But people need more direction than that. So today's activity, I just want you to get clear, where are you at in this? On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident do you feel that your team knows how and where to find the information to onboard a new customer, to launch a new business builder, to prospect, and to develop business builders into professional network marketers and leaders? Where are you at on a scale of 1 to 10? And there you go, guys. I'm going to share some more tomorrow. I'm going to actually show you even the back end of our Facebook for our team. All right, you guys have a great, great day. Let me know what questions you have. Again, just evaluate yourself where you're at now on a scale of 1 to 10 on these 4 categories, and we will talk soon. Bye, y'all.